Nico.
She's ready.
She here. She here.
Gotcha. How you doing, Coach?
I am good. Today is one of those days where I'm forgetting things. I forgot my computer and my stand for my phone, so we're gonna only have one camera today. It's okay. We'll still have the workout on, but I was like, okay. The Saturday feels like a Monday.
Oh, no.
Got a case of the Mondays.
Oh no.
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess, right? At the event.
Yep.
Awesome.
Totally.
It's nice to see Miko again.
So funny. She's gotta be right here.
Oh, so today you guys will need your dummies, and you'll also need a resistance band, a long resistance band. So you can have one of these if you have these ones. These are my favorite. These are the light ones that you use for pull-up resistance and other things. But if you don't have that, really any band will work. You can use like the flat band. You'll have to tie it on off to a place. And yeah, so you'll need some kind of band. It can even be the long tube bands. I don't have one of those in my bag, but it can be a tube band too. But you will need a band, and you will need. Let me look at the workout. I'm gonna share the screen. Sarah and Chad. Oh, there she is. Speak of the devil. I was just gonna ask about her. Oh wait, share screen. I have to let myself share the screen. No security. Okay, now I can share. Cool. The workout today. Oh, so today, I know like lately we've been doing pairing our workouts with like legs and some upper body stuff. Part of this is I've changed the workout to mostly be core, partly because of my knee. I can't do a whole lot of leg stuff, but also because of the technique that we've been learning, which is front headlock chokes. And Kelly has actually been having me work a lot of front headlock positions in wrestling. And so you guys know Saturdays are for wrestling. And we're going to be improving our ability to snap people down in that front headlock position, using our athleticism based off of the circuit that I'm going to put you guys through, which is some of these this is not the circuit Kelly put me through, but some of these exercises are. You guys can see my screen good. Okay, so we know our usual bridge, hamstring, curl, shrimping, warm up. We're only going to do 2 rounds of that today. And then we're going to have a little break, and then we're going to get into our duck walking and our shots. So when you guys are doing these, remember this is 7 minutes. It doesn't need to be high intensity. You can, if that's how you need to start up to warm up. This is our warm up portion. So it's just there to kind of get your body in the position to be doing all these shots. Then we're going to be doing core exercises paired with our wrestling work. So starting off with shadow wrestling, with our down blocking, make sure that you're visualizing your opponent in front of you. And so the first one is the bird dog. I'll show you how you guys are going to do the bird dogs. So bird dog, we're going to be on our hands and knees. So we're kind of starting this out light, and we're going to stick to one side at a time. So you're going to raise your leg up, and you can hold it. And then every now and then, I want you to squeeze your elbow and your knee together and then stretch it back out. Okay. So this is going to train your hips and your core for balance and stability. And when you're doing it, it's really easy to let like one hip drop either to the left or the right, and to allow your spine to kind of concave. So people will do this. See, my spine is concave, or, arched backwards, butt sticking out. And then people will just lift from their hip flexors. You don't want to do that. We want to pull our belly to our spine, really lift up out of our knees and our shoulder girdle. And I want you to find balance first before you even begin to lift your leg and your hand off the ground. So find your balance, really try to keep your hips from dropping left or right. Find your balance. If all you need to do is be here, focusing on the tension in your core and the activation in your glutes to lift your legs, then stay there. If you need to be challenged a little further, then you're going to punch through your core and then extend down. Okay. Any questions on that? Thumbs up if you want me to keep going. Okay, cool. All right, so shadow wrestle, down block, you guys know that. Half kneeling J band lift. So this is where you will need your band. If you are like me and you have a nice, which I don't think any of you guys do, everybody's in home. So, but I'll be doing like medicine ball, half kneeling medicine ball, wall ball throws. It's the same motion, just throwing a ball instead of using a band. But with your band, you need to find an attachment point. I'm going to use this bike. Right? Attach your band. And then you're going to, whatever side is closest to the attachment point, that's the leg you're going to have up. And then you're going to lift and then control the descent down, right? Lifting through your core. And it's the chopping motion. So if I change the camera angle, you guys can actually see me do the movement. Right. So we're here, boom. And then I'm lifting up and dropping down. So letting you guys see all of this first, because as you know, we're going to be, when we get into the workout, we're just gonna go. I don't want to pause too much having to explain a lot of this because it'll take up quite a bit of the time. So try to get set up as I'm explaining these. So when we get to the workout, we can just go. So this is the J band lift. If you guys have a second band, you want to attach your second band to a high attachment point. Okay, so I'm going to use, see if you can see. You can barely see that. There's a little strap. There's a little strap here for me to attach my band. All right. So attach your band. You can put a loop through, or you can just attach it however you're going to attach it. Then you're going to do pull downs. All right. So when you pull down, you're going to lift up. Up and then pull down. Okay. So really want to lift up. Here, I'm lifting up on my toes. Then I'm pulling down, crunching, and I'm trying to get my elbows to really touch my knees. All right. So I'm here. Boom. This is an option. You can also take, like, if you have those, I think Cha and Sarah, you guys have like pads, right? So you can do a pad and you can just do like medicine ball slams. So we're here, but with your pad, same motion. So you're up on your toes, slamming down, okay? So you'll just use your pad to come up, smack down, boom. If you guys don't have a band set up, you can use a pillow and do the same thing. Up, slam, up, slam. So it's like a big gorilla motion. Up, have whatever you have here, up, slam, up, slam, okay? Same motion as if you have the band, you're coming up, pulling down, slamming. If you have a pillow, up, slam, slam. If you have a pad, up, and slam down. Questions on that exercise? Thumbs up if you got it. Cool. And I can't see Jennifer, but I assume she's just pulling things and getting set up. Okay. So band pull down. And then the last one is going to be our pike knee tuck position. So you're going to either use Swiss ball or socks on hardwood floors, or a TRX setup if you have TRX. I think I happen to have TRX here. So my TRX setup is going to go on that TRX setup I just had for you guys over there. I don't know how to take this out. Oh, I have to unscrew it. That's too much work. This is better, actually. cool. Let's see, make sure you guys see me. Down, TRX, knee slide. Feet in position. You're gonna shoulder tap, knee tuck, tight. Shoulder tap, knee tuck. Okay. You'll do that either on the floor or on your Swiss ball, whatever setup you guys have. Thumbs up if you got that. Thumbs up. Okay, cool. And then the last one is slam, or we got hip heights. So with that is hip heights. The dummy slam. So you'll need your dummy. You get to beat up your dummy today. This is really what's going to help us with snapping people down and being aggressive. So all that slamming we've been doing, now you're going to grab your dummy, put them in a front headlock, but you'll have both arms. Just easier to hold them. Or you can do one arm. Now let's do both. Both arms in, boom, slamming your dummy. All right, so dummy involved today.
Oh my God, Cha and Sarah, are you going to slam each other like that? I'm wondering.
No, they could just use it. I think they have a dummy there.
I'm teasing, that's funny.
All right, cool. So what time is it? Okay, we got about 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes to do a little mobility session. Actually, let's do a little technique before we get started. So if you guys have a broom or any type of stick, and grab that. So we can go over some details in how to apply our shoulder pressure to the person in the front headlock. Okay, this is a game changer and something that I know me and Kelly are going to be working on for the next few weeks, and I'll be working on it with you guys too. So right now my dummy is pretty empty right here. Right, so I don't have a whole lot of padding to get the feedback. What I want you guys to do is on your training partner or dummy, you're going to cup the chin, all right? And I want you to get your position, your cup and saucer here underneath, and then you're gonna drive your shoulder into the top of the shoulder blade. So it's like right here, like this is between the shoulder blades, right at the base of the neck. So Sarah and Cha, you guys can do this together so you can really feel it. When you apply the shoulder pressure, you're really going to be pulling your hands in and driving yourself forward. So if you can see the angle of my shoulders and how that changed, right? I'm pulling my hand in, which is going to drive my shoulder forward. Boom. As I do this on my dummy, I'm going to actually drive my shoulder a little higher on him just so I have the resistance. So I have to push into him as I pull his head into me, right? So that's really stretching and elongating his head from his spine, his torso. So I'm here, right? So I'm going to push in and pull his head in, right? Then I can start to pull his head towards me as I'm creating that stretching motion. And it'll be able to really pull the person and stretch them completely apart. I'll do it again. So my head's cupping the chin. I'm driving my shoulder into their shoulder blades and pulling their head towards me. and driving forward into them at the same time. So it creates that stretched out motion. Once I get that tension, I can start to drop my legs back and pull my head until they completely flatten out. All right. The way you'll train this with your stick is just to understand how to get the shoulder pressure in correctly. So I put the stick between my legs, gripping the my cup and saucer grip, or I can do gable grip here. Drive my shoulder into the bar here and pulling my elbow back to get that tension on the bar or the stick, whatever you have. Okay, so go ahead and try that with each other for a few minutes. We'll start to get warmed up for our circuit. And then Sarah and Charlie, you guys can try this with the stick and then with each other too. For those of you, I think you can put your stick on the coffee table, Michelle. I might help with the, I noticed for me to really get this, it needed to be elevated at least 12 inches, the stick. Yeah, this really helps with that elevation. And really pulling your elbow back will help you drive your, help you feel the tension of driving your shoulder really into the person. It should feel really uncomfortable for your shoulder and your forearm. There you go, Jennifer. Here you are. All right, Sarah and Cha, if you guys are getting it, start to practice it on each other. All right, use both hands to get the grip, and that far arm that's on the side that I can't see, Sarah, make sure her arm is in your grip too, so you don't just have her head. Yeah, exactly. So you won't be dropping your head off either left or right. This is just to get them completely sprawled out, right? Figuring out a way to really drive their shoulder in. So on your grip for you and Sarah and Cha, it's important that you really get the head and the hands, the arm to squeeze together, okay? You really want to get it to squish together. And this hand here is really going to be pushing at the tricep to get that arm all the way across, because what bigger people or anybody wants to do is they want to post. And when they post, it's going to be difficult for you to continue this, to break them down because they're posting. So this arm here and your grip, your squeeze grip here, this motion of really squeezing everything together and pulling that hand out is going to pull the hand off the ground and cross it over so that a person can't base anymore. Okay, so really try that again. Now drive forward into them. Yeah. Once you get the grip, Gable grip, really squeeze your elbows together and pull that arm off. Yeah. So now I want you to drive into her and like you're really driving her down with your shoulder pressure, right? So drive forward into her. And then once you get that down, oh, poor Sarah. Yeah, this really sucks. Kelly was like, no tapping. And I'm like, there's no tapping in wrestling. But really, once you get that pressure forward, you're going to have to start to pull her back to really get her completely stretched out. So right now she's going to be on top of her base here, right? And probably can't really do much, but the sprawl isn't complete until they've gone from here, condensed position where they're on top of their base to where they're out here, completely stretched out. So after you gotten that forward drive and got that pressure good, you're going to start to walk your feet back and pull her into you. Yeah. Exactly. It should suck. Thumbs up if it sucks, Sarah. Yes, good. All right. Bring your elbows together, Sarah. Shoulder pressure. Really pull her arm off the ground. I don't know if you just are cupping behind her shoulder, really gable grip or cup and salsa grip. Pinch your elbows together. It should be tight. You should practically be feeling like you're choking her. And then both of you guys, a few more reps and we're going to start to get into the circuit. I want the person on the bottom who's getting choked to really try and base. So the person who's on top really has to pull that arm out to collapse you, okay? It's a really important part of this, a key piece of this position. So base on your hands, Sarah, not on your elbows. Yeah, all right, so she has to really pull your elbow out now. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Few more reps and then we're gonna get into the circuit. You gotta stretch her out, Sarah. Stretch her out so her chest, her face, she completely face plants. All right, so once you get that pressure in good, so she can't touch the ground, right? You're gonna have to get your booty lower too. Your butt's all up in the sky. So really drop your hips into it. All right, well, we're gonna keep working this, all right? You guys ready for this circuit? I know I'm not. I'm dead. Anyway, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Hold on a second. Let me get all set up. I'm gonna try to figure out the best angle for you guys. I'm not sure if you can hear this music in the background, but it's like totally 80s Top Gun freaking superhero music. It's pretty cheesy. It's like G.I. Joe cartoon music. Okay. Wait, let me see. But I love it. I love it. I love that stuff. It is sometimes I just get into 80s mood. I just want to listen to some cheesy stuff.
Can't go wrong with 80s.
Nope. I'll do my glam hair, my glam makeup with the glitter.
Oh, that would be a great theme Saturday sometime.
I should
Big
do
hair.
that.
Spray up our hair, our bangs.
Yeah, we should do that one day. We'll do some fun stuff on Saturday. All right. So, okay, we got our workout. We're going to start with our booty warm up. Get us in the mood. So, starting with bench, hamstring curls, and shrimp. Ready? They're not ready. I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Starting in 14 seconds. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Let me share the sound. There we go. You guys can hear. Oops, I'm totally doing it.
Coach, it looks like the timer is paused.
Oh, is it? Okay, and
Hamstring curl.
There we go.
Three, two, one. Shrimp. Three, two, one. Bridge. 3, 2, 1. Hamstring curl. 3, 2, 1. Shrimp. 3, 2, 1. Break.
All right, 30-second break, then we're gonna get into our mobility section.
Three, 2, 1. Duck walks, shots. How's it going, Fernando?
Bye.
Three, two, one. Bird dog.
All right, on your hands and knees, we're gonna switch to one side. Here, crunch in. Really lift up out of the core. And crunch in.
Three, two, one. Switch
Other
sides,
side.
bird dog.
Try to keep your weight evenly distributed.
Three, two, one. Shadow wrestle with
Up.
down block.
Shadow wrestle. Down blocking. Visualizing. You can knee tap. You can faint. You can faint. Some snap downs. Stay in your wrestling stance the entire time.
Three, two, one. Bird dog.
Back down to bird dogs. If you need it more challenging, you will elevate off your knee and just trying to bounce here is hard.
3, 2, 1. Switch sides, bird dog. Three, 2, 1. Shadow wrestle with down block.
Back at it. Boom.
Three, 2, 1. Break.
Great. So this is your J band lift. So make sure you're at your point where you have your band attached. You're going to be lifting. I will be over here throwing things against the wall.
Three, 2, 1. Half kneeling J band lift. Three, 2, 1. Switch sides, half kneeling J band lift. Three, 2, 1. Shadow wrestling with sprawl.
So you're going to add your sprawl and I want you to add your shot. Okay. Shadow wrestle, fainting, down blocking. Boom, boom. Flip it up. Rolling for your shot. Now you try to boom and go back into it. Down blocking.
3, 2, 1. Half kneeling J band lift.
Back to your J band lift.
Three, 2, 1. Switch sides, half kneeling J band lift. Three, 2, 1. Shadow wrestling with sprawl.
Got it.
Three, 2, 1. Break.
Great. All right. So if Sarah and Chow, you guys are doing medicine ball slams, you can do this first part where you're practicing snapping each other down and then use your dummies and then somebody else medicine ball slam and then just switch who is snapping each other down and who's using the dummy or using the pad to slam routine rounds. There's only 2 of these, so. I want to be on this fun little device.
Three, two, one. Band pull down. Three, two, one. Dummy slams.
Dummy. Beat up your dummy and slam them to the ground.
Three, two, one. Band pull down. Three, two, one. Dummy slams. Three, two, one. Break.
All right. What is this? Last one is our knee touch.
Three, two, one. Shoulder tap, knee tuck pike. Three, two, one. Hip heist.
Nice. Our favorites. Circling around. Turn those feet. And going.
Three, two, one. Shoulder tap, knee tuck pike. 3, 2, 1. Hip heist. 3, 2, 1. Break.
All right. Finishing a round with 4 Tabata rounds. 2 minutes of work left. It's going to be burpees or sprawl and jump. Or for Cha, you're going to be doing knees, heavy bag knees, so you don't hurt your shoulder. Or you can do medicine ball slams again, either or. Whatever is going to get your heart rate up hard for 20 seconds.
Three, 2, 1. Burpees.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Break.
Second break.
3, 2, 1. Burpees.
Oh.
3, 2, 1. Break.
Break. Halfway there.
3, 2, 1. Burpees. 3, 2, 1. Break.
One more round.
3, 2, 1. Burpees. 3, 2, 1. Break.
Break. That's it. That's time. Whew.
3, 2, 1. Workout complete.
Yay, we did it. I'm dead. Ugh. How are you guys feeling? Good. Lovely. Check in with you, Michelle, since you're right there.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've been struggling all week, so I had to take a couple breaks here and there, but it feels good to sweat with other people. Yeah, I'm working through some intestinal something, and it's got to end soon, so we'll see. Keep you posted.
Yeah, keep me posted. Hopefully you feel better soon. And if you are feeling a little slow today, like I'm definitely feeling slow, feel free to like step the intensity back if you need to. Really listen to your body. It's not the only week or the day of the week where We're going to be pushing hard, so we're going to be good. Jennifer, checking in with you. Really glad to see you today.
Yeah, it was a good workout. It's nice to get my cardio way up. That's good. Vaughn, you're muted.
I got sweat in my eye. Michelle and Jennifer, I know you were working just mostly with the stick. How did you feel the tension between your shoulder and the stick today?
Well, it was a little weird because the stick was not always in the right place. So sometimes it felt like it was just dropping. But I thought it was those were good things to point out because I feel like I've learned to snap down by watching other people do it. No one's really explained the mechanics, so that was a really good explanation, I thought.
Good. I'm glad it helped, and it's definitely helping me. Like I said, I'm learning from Kelly a lot of the wrestling. I also have other coaches that help me with wrestling too, but Kelly's probably the main one, and she's very detailed. So a lot of these details I'm getting from her, and we're going to just continue to refine it as we continue on. Michelle, what about you? The tension with the broom?
Yeah, I mean, I like to dissect things in like little angles, and so just like the tension of pull and push and that line actually gave me a different visualization. So I think it's a great drill to see it, feel it differently.
Yeah. Make sure, like I said, with doing that drill with the stick, I noticed it helps when it's elevated, like at least a foot, and then you have some space to kind of drop your pressure down. If you can put something at the end of it, like a weight to keep it from, like when you drop your pressure down, to keep it from lifting on the other end, that might be helpful too. But those are just details and animate objects, how to make your training better. Sarah and Cha, checking in with you.
I was like, maybe I can break this stick if I tried hard enough. Because I was like, oh, it's bending. Maybe I can break it. But
That's
I was
awesome.
only like 6 inches off the ground. So I was like, no, I don't want to break
Yeah.
this stick.
That's cool too. You have so the sticks that I have are also the Filipino martial arts. I don't know what the martial arts called, but I forgot you practice that too. Yeah.
Yeah, with Michelle. Michelle's my sensei, my guru.
Michelle, your sensei. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, amazing. So we have the sticks. So too here. Just so happens we have a Filipino martial arts crew here as well, and they have some sticks for us to use. So how did you feel with the tension for the stick, and then when you were working with Sarah, and also checking in on the workout too, make sure see how you're feeling if you didn't injure yourself when you're doing it.
With the stick, felt good. I'm very good at. I feel like I'm very good at driving my shoulder into anything. So I was like, all right. With Sarah, I just felt mean. But that was good. Workout was good. My shoulder feels fine. So yeah, I didn't do burpees at the end. I did the knees, like you said.
Okay, good. That makes me happy. Yay! No shoulder injuries or aggravating it. And Sarah, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, that was a fun little workout there, and yeah, the stick, I can feel the shoulder pressure when you do put the end off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I couldn't really get it otherwise, but then that works that way. Yeah.
And then how were you feeling with Cha?
I mean, that's better to drill. I mean, that's more effective, I think, on some level, because there's other details that start coming into play, like pushing the arm and the head together. But yeah, so good. Always good to get more reps on that.
She was being gentle because of my shoulder injury.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
In confined spaces, I mean, sprawling out is a little bit. We're in a little bit of a confined space, so yeah.
One thing I want to note with you though is make sure when you smurl on somebody and snap somebody down, really try to focus on getting your booty low, because your booty be high. You want to get that booty low. Yeah. So the hips is what helps smash the person down as well. So if your hips are high, your hips aren't in play on smashing the person's head down, smashing the posture down. So really drop your hips. All right, you guys, I will, unless there's anything else you guys want to say, I will let you go. I'll see most of you, if not all of you, tomorrow. And have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Always awesome.
Awesome.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.